Hi guys, we're gonna watch
And that's
another fishing
exactly why I'm
video.
here in Costa Rica, in search of one of the biggest predators in the ocean, weighing over 1,300 pounds, the marlin. Marlins are super powerful and can explode out of water, causing chaos and serious accidents. In Mexico, I caught a sailfish without a rod and reel, using just a line, and the fight was pretty intense.
Sailfish on a hand line.
Now, I want to catch a marlin using just a hand line.
That is insane.
Catching a marlin with a rod and reel is really intense, but trying to catch one using only a hand line is downright dangerous. Unstoppable.
My best friend just got stabbed in the head.
I thought I was going to bleed to death.
But despite the extreme danger,
People have died.
I'm determined to catch one of these monsters with my bare hands.
Marlin! It's got a lot of weight to it. On my last trip to Mexico, I got to fish like the old man in the sea by catching a sailfish on a hand line. And let me tell you, it was not easy. Sailfish on a hand line. Old man in the sea style.
But I can't forget that Santiago, the old man in Hemingway's novel, fought a 1,500-pound marlin with just a hand line for 3 days.
I know it's a story, but ever since, I've been wondering if it's actually possible to catch a marlin on a hand line.
One thing's for sure, it's gonna be a challenge. Reaching speeds of more than 60 miles per hour and weighing over 1,300 pounds, the marlin is among the biggest and most powerful predators in the ocean. I'm in Puerto Jimenez, in the southwest of Costa Rica. And before I head out to sea, I need to know exactly what I'm getting myself into. So I'm meeting two expat fishermen that are well aware of the dangers of catching billfish.
How long have you guys known each other?
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah, pretty close to that.
Really?
Yeah.
Kurt and Will have been fishing these waters for many years and have caught their fair share of sailfish and marlin. But a few years ago, Kurt learned the hard way that catching a sailfish can be very dangerous.
And so what happened that day?
It's probably 10 or 11 in the morning. We just hooked our fifth sailfish already. I leader it, but it's got the leader wrapped around the body, and I couldn't get the bill to control the fish. So I'm leaning over, I'm in front of the fish, which was my first mistake. The fish comes
Alex,
shooting out. I went like that, and it got me right behind the ear.
Oh, really?
Hit the hinge of my jawbone and came out my cheek.
That's one of the craziest fishing stories I've ever heard. Kurt came within inches of death.
What are you thinking at that time?
Well, I thought I was going to bleed to death because I took my hand away and I was bleeding like I've never bled before in my life. I lay down, kind of elevate my head, and I think, okay, I'm going to take this T-shirt away in 2 minutes. If I'm still gushing blood, I'm dead.
Okay guys, I'm gonna find another
Without
way.
fishing,
I'm
heard
gonna
about the
find
accident
another
on the
way
radio.
how for me not to hold you guys, because my arm is getting super tired. I'm gonna
was to relay the message from boat to boat by radio.
Why you're on the radio, my best friend just got stabbed
Okay
in the head
guys,
by a
right
sailfish.
here.
That was to show you
You
that
guys are just gonna
sailfish,
be
marlin, billfish in general, you
watching
gotta be really
it
careful because a bill is a true
from
weapon. They use that to hunt and
here.
slash prey. While fishing in Mexico, I came within inches of a sailfish's bill.
Hey, you look pretty good for a guy that was skewered by a sailfish.
I mean, you know, I'm lucky. If there would have been a little different angle, it could have killed me.
Exactly the kind of story I don't want to hear. They freaked me out.
And actually, it reminds me of another crazy story about a group of guys fishing in Australia. The sea was rough, and they were fighting a 600-pound marlin. The raging animal was jumping all over, when suddenly, he turned right into the boat, wiping out everything in its path. One of the crew members even got hit in the head with a ladder. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt, but the outcome could have been much worse. I know that catching a marlin with a rod and reel can be risky, but I want to pull one in with just a line and my bare hands.
The idea here is to try to catch a marlin on a hand line. I don't even know if it's doable.
It's not impossible, but it isn't going to be easy.
It ain't gonna be easy, but
Not going to be easy. If you do get wrapped by the line, you're liable to go overboard.
Overboard, or it takes your finger off.
Or take your finger
He's
off.
actually gone overboard once.
Over the years, I met a few fishermen that got hurt, sometimes even losing a limb.
it can be dangerous.
You just need that one time, man.
All it takes is one time.
Exactly.
Well, good luck to you, too, because you're going to need it.
Thank you, guys.
After speaking to Kurt and Will, I'm gonna try to find some local fishermen who still fish using only a hand line.
¿Piensan que es posible sacar un marlin a línea a mano?
Todo puede ser posible.
Muy peligroso, sí, muy peligroso.
Muy peligroso.
Mucha fuerza.
I'm beginning to realize that hand lining has
I
become more
can
rare than I thought.
understand all of
Fishermen put me in
this
touch with a local who apparently still practices this
without
tradition.
the words.
Chao amigos, pura vida.
What did you just say?
So I'm headed to the local watering hole to meet with that fisherman who still goes for big fish on a hand line.
I don't want to say.
Hola. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hello,
Gerardo.
how are you?
Cyril, mucho encantado.
Do you speak in Portuguese? So,
Me imagino que con la cadena que tienes, me imagino que ya has pescado muchos
I'm
marlines.
not
Sí.
going to do it.
Es de la buena suerte. Creo que necesito uno de esos.
Vamos a conseguirlo para ti.
Porque quiero pescar un marlin con línea a mano.
Not
Eso.
doing
A mano,
it.
sí.
¿Estás seguro?
Again, another fisherman who seems to think that hand lining such a big fish is way too dangerous.
Hay un pico y un vela. Más pequeño que un marlin. Y es más delgado. De igual de peligroso.
Muy peligroso.
Sí, pero el marlin es más peligroso porque es un animal grande, muy agresivo. Él viene en el primer instante y ¡pum! Y se va. Yo he
Oh
escuchado
my god.
de personas que han tenido accidentes con picos aquí, en la mano o líneas en un dedo y ¡pum! Se cortan.
So he's saying that it can be really dangerous because the fish has so much power and is so fast, especially during the initial strike, it's almost impossible to stop him. Gerardo thinks that catching a marlin on a hand line is too risky, so he suggests I start with a rooster fish first. It's been a while since I fished with a hand line, so it'll be good practice for the marlin. But in exchange for taking me out, I have to do something for him.
Toros.
Sí. Para montar.
Para montar toros. ¿Sí?
Riding bulls.
That's interesting. If I want to go fishing with him, he
I know,
wants
I
me to
can
help him
speak
out on a
Portuguese.
rodeo.
Turns out Gerardo is the local rodeo clown, and his nickname is Cowboy. He agrees to take me out fishing tomorrow, but I have to meet up with him in a few days to show him what I've got in the bullpen.
Trato.
Es un trato.
This morning, I'm going out with Cowboy and Captain Taboga, who has fished his waters for over 30 years. They're confident we'll catch something big.
Buenos días. ¿Cómo estás? Bien, bien, ¿y vos? Hola,
Hola, mucho gusto, señor.
Encantado.
Gordo.
Bueno, el barco me gusta.
Ah, bueno, excelente, gracias.
Sí, me gusta. Entonces, ¿cómo está la pesca?
Hemos sacado gallos grandes.
Como grande.
Sí, grandes, inmensos.
¿Ah, sí?
Sí, señor, hemos sacado gallos grandes. Vamos, tal vez hoy, a mano, tal vez hoy es el día suyo.
Espero que sí.
Ok.
¿Eso es cicatriz de eso? ¿De pesca?
No, esto es de viejo. 70.
¿70?
Sí, señor.
No lo puedo creer.
No hay presión, no hay estrés,
No hay estrés.
no hay estrés.
Una buena mujer.
Y bastante sexo.
The captain heads towards a secluded beach, where he knows there's some nice rooster fish.
Look how beautiful this spot is.
Hay que estar alerta aquí porque a veces se levanta la bola.
They tell me this is a great spot for rooster fish, but the problem is that there's some huge waves that could easily flip our boat. But we trust the captain to keep an eye on the waves while we start hand lining.
We came as close as possible to the beach because from what they say, right where the surf breaks there, it's a really hot spot for big rooster fish. The only problem is that there's monster waves. So that's why he's scanning the horizon looking for potential danger, big waves. Because look at that big roller there. If you get caught by that, you flip the boat for sure.
Okay, guys, this
Conditions are
boat
pretty
is
extreme. In
creepy.
less than 5 minutes, I've got a fish on the line.
Creeping me out, guys.
And that's exactly what we're looking for. A rooster fish. I can barely stop that fish when he takes off on a run. Pretty powerful fish. De eso me estaba hablando. Quema mucho. That sound you just heard, it's a fish taking off on a run and the light whipping against my arm, my forearm. It's really bad. A few seconds later, Gerardo also hooks a rooster fish. Double header. 2 fish on the line at the same time. The line is whipping me so hard, it leaves marks. It's not a big fish, and yet The line is burning my hands, so I can't imagine what it's going to be like with a marlin.
Yeah. Rooster fish on a hand line.
And now, Gerardo pulls in his fish. They're both about the same size, around 10 pounds.
All right. Rooster fish double header on hand lines. How cool is that? Look how beautiful this animal is. I think it's one of my favorite fish with that comb-like fin, dorsal fin, that is kept folded along the back of the fish when it swims. And when the fish gets excited, it erects. Just like a lot of other things. Really cool animal.
That was a lot of fun. And these are beautiful rooster fish. But I know there are much bigger ones out there.
All right.
Yes. Así es. Pura vida.
Bueno, ahora, ¿cómo te lo dije, ah? La mano. Un buen recuerdo de Costa Rica y el gallo de Costa Rica.
See? Look what the line did to my arm. And it was not a big fish. Imagine with a 400-pound marlin.
We caught some nice fish, but the waves keep getting bigger and more dangerous. So we move away from the shore in the hopes of catching something bigger than the rooster fish we got.
All right, let's see if we can get a bigger fish while trolling this. Oye, cowboy, ¿así?
Y afuera. Excelente. Así es.
Aprendí con el mejor.
Gracias.
Excelente.
After 20 minutes of trolling, I'm starting to wonder if we're gonna get a big fish at all today. And all of a sudden,
Excelente.
Damn, I lost the fish. Man, what a hit. The impact was so powerful when it hit. I couldn't even hold the line, you know. This ball went flying.
Okay.
And